Hello everyone, my name is Jean and welcome back to another video. In tonight's video, I'm going to be talking about the Bristol night race from tonight that just concluded. And it was a good race. Compared to how Bristol's been before the next gen car and how it's been with short tracks, I'd say that tonight's race was pretty good. To be honest, tonight's race was pretty good, had a lot of action. You had lots of multi-group racing, good side-by-side battles. It was really good, although granted, it's still a pain in the ass to pass in the next gen car here at short tracks, to be honest. It's still really, really hard, but I mean, what else can you do really? The car is still a work in process, and they still got to try and fix some issues with the short track package. But again, let's talk multiple things. First of all, the racing. Again, the racing was pretty good. To start, you could easily tell it was insanely hard to pass with only one groove, and to be fair, the next gen car does not work well in single groove racetracks. I mean, you could hardly pass even the lap down cars. It's really hard to pass between the positions, first to second, third, fourth, the lap down cars. It was pretty hard to pass. So yeah, that was a bit of an issue. But once a second group came in like about lap 50, lap 60, you could pass. You can get some runs. You could go side by side against someone. It had pretty good racing. It was good racing. Really, really good racing. Fun, good action here and there. There are even some playoff implications here and there. We'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, overall the racing was really good. In stage one, as for like the first couple laps, it wasn't necessarily the best, but it improved a lot. It improved a lot towards the end. And towards the end of stage one, we had multiple groups. The outside, the middle, and the bottom all worked really well. And the second stage, the racing was really good in my opinion because you had all three groups working in harmony basically. All of them worked well. You could work well the inside, work well the middle, and work well the top. All of them worked really well. And personally, I'd say Bristol Concrete delivered. They did really good. Hopefully next year, both Bristol Concrete races this year do well. That would be really, really cool. But then again, we'll see. Hopefully by that time, NASCAR fix the short track package with the next gen car. Maybe shorten the tires a bit, make them less big, a bit more smaller. Maybe a little bit more horsepower. But also little things there. But yeah, in general, again, it's the little things. But to be honest, with what we have right now with the next gen car here at short tracks, it was really good. It was good. It was entertaining. It was really, really well. What else? Let's talk about the playoff implications. One driver that, bit of a shocker, that is currently now out of the playoffs is the defending champion Joey Logano. Joey Logano is out in the round of 16 after getting involved in an incident in lap 261 of 500 in the last stage, where Corey LaJoie was 3 wide, with I believe with Eric Jones and another driver, and fortunately coming off 4, they made some contact, they bumped, they rubbed, and unfortunately LaJoie spun out. Caused a big pop. You had Ryan Newman involved, again Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, playoff drivers. Unfortunately, we're both in this big incident. It was the 5th caution. Besides debris, rain. Rain was a bit of an issue. Let's get to that. Rain was an issue during tonight's race. It impacted the race a couple times, caused it to red flag, caused the cars to stop in pit road. But again, there wasn't a lot of confidence that we'd get the race in tonight. But it happened. We got the race in tonight, the full 500 laps. A pleasant surprise for every single NASCAR fan, which was good. Still produced good racing. But yeah, in lap 265 or 263, that unfortunately happened for Joey Logano. It was the worst case scenario for him. It was worst thing that could happen. And yes, it was lap 263 that the incident happened. And yeah, Logano, because of that incident, was out in the round 16, which means Bubba Wallace and Martin Truex Jr. move on to the round of 12. Amazing for Bubba Wallace because a lot of people had him out in the first round, but thanks to a good race at Darlington, in my opinion, a much, much needed race for Bubba Wallace at Darlington that really helped him, in my opinion, advance to the next round. And that's why I said in my earlier video about the playoff predictions, Bubba Wallace needed to have a good race at Darlington to have a chance to get into the round of 12. Lo and behold, he had a really good race at Darlington, finished inside the top 10, gained stage points, and it helped him out a lot. And same went with Kansas before his tire failure. He won a stage, I believe, gained a lot of stage points, and came up clutch. And, those points helped out. Unfortunately, they get a good finish at Kansas, but did what he could at Bristol, and thankfully, it was good enough to get him into the round 12. Martin Truex Jr. also moved on. For Truex, he needed to get points. He needed to survive. And again, this was one of, Truex's worst tracks. This is Martin Truex Jr.'s worst tracks. And, well, he did what he could. And thankfully, thanks to some chaos, it was good enough. Logano is out around 16 again. I don't think a lot of people even expected that. That was a shocker, in my opinion. And you had... Yep, that. And I want to talk about two drivers specifically that, in my opinion, were pretty underrated. In the last race around 16, they showed up. Michael McDowell and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. McDowell had an average running position up 5.7 tonight at Bristol. 5.7. He wasn't outside the top 10 at all, I think. Well, maybe besides when he had to pit. But besides the pit stops, he was never outside the top 10. It was amazing. McDowell, this was easily his best race in Oval ever. It was a really good performance. But sadly for McDowell, it wasn't enough to get him into the playoffs due to, Darlington, that DNF, Kansas, not a good performance. So, unfortunately, it wasn't enough. McDowell is out in the round 16 as well. But nonetheless, that's not to take away from McDowell. Really good performance. I believe he finished inside the top 5. No, excuse me, he finished 6th. So, to be honest, 6th place, that's not bad at all. Again, for McDowell, fair play. While not enough to make the playoffs, he still did pretty well. No, not pretty well. He did really good. It was really good considering how the 34 cars usually in ovals. It's more of a strong season, road courses, all those tracks. So, road tracks, super speedway, so yeah. And the other driver I want to talk about is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stenhouse was pretty underrated. Stage 1, he was running there top 10, top 12, top 15. Same in Stage 2. He was there, Stenhouse. I believe he even finished 10th, I want to say. Yes, he finished 10th in the top 10. Good performance from Ricky, but then again, not enough to get into the playoffs, which is a shame. Which is definitely a shame. So those are the drivers that are out. Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Michael McDowell out of the round 16. Now we have 12 drivers in the playoffs now. Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Chris Buescher, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Brett Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain, and Martin Truex Jr. You got some guys you didn't quite expect in. So, who knows how much they can play a factor. Bubba Wallace, you got Talladega. Talladega's been a track Bubba Wallace is good at. Hell, he's won at Talladega before when he was not in the playoffs, so... Hey, if you want a shocking storyline, how about Bubba Wallace winning the Yellowwood 500 Talladega Super Speedway that will get into the round of 8? That would be a shocker. Giving him potentially a chance to get into the championship 4. This is what I'm saying. For Bubba, to advance to the round of 12 would be huge because he's good at Talladega. He can win. Heck, even do good at Texas somewhat. So par even. Just hope for others to maybe have issues. You could get a top 10 and you could be potentially in the round of 8 or close to it, heading into Talladega, which, again, you need to get stage points, and a good finish. Maybe you don't have to win. Again, for Bubba. As for the rest, the mission is simple. Get to the round of 8 now. You got drivers that haven't had the best of luck at super speedways. You got drivers that are good at Texas that can easily punch their ticket into the round of 8. And then you got the Charlotte Roval, which is unpredictable. But... you never know what could happen. NASCAR, auto racing is very unpredictable. Things can happen. A whole lot of stuff can shake up come Charlotte Roval the last couple laps where some drivers are in the playoffs. That's my personal take about it. Now, let's go on to the results. Let's talk about the results. The winner of tonight's playoff race at Bristol Motor Speedway was Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin came through for his 51st career win tonight to win at Bristol. It was a good performance from Denny. Had one of the fastest cars all night, ran well, ran smooth, basically delivered, and delivered some priceless quotes in his interview at the end. Hey, I beat your favorite driver. Everyone's favorite driver got beat tonight by Denny Hamlin. So, hey, it's either cockiness or confidence. But at the end of the day, for me, it's both. Hamlin's both cocky and confident, but he's more confident than ever. I mean, it's a good performance. He's really good. Like, fair credit to him. Fair credit. Second place, Kyle Larson. Look, Larson also ran really, really well. I mean, did good. Ran well. He started last place. Larson went from 36 to second place. My opinion for Larson, that was a good performance. I mean, last to second in a short track match where you can't pass, where passing isn't necessarily the easiest thing in the world. Well, it's not easy. That's a good performance from Larson. Really good. Last to second. Fair play to him. So, good performance. Third place, Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell ran really well, starting from the pole, and I could safely say for Bell, from starting the pole, his best performance. Ran top 5, top 10 all night long. Ran really well. I mean, smooth sailing from Christopher Bell. Smooth sailing. Came home third place. Good finish. Again, from starting on pole, it was definitely his best performance. So, fair play to Christopher. Then you got P4, Christopher Buescher. Christopher Buescher came home P4 and is also moving on to the round of 12. Good performance from Christopher Buescher. And the track where he won last year, so the past 2 Bristol Concrete races, first, fourth. He's good here. He likes this track. So, fair play to Buescher. Good race. He's been really good in the round 16. He did good at Darlington. Kansas, something out of his control happened. And then Bristol, P4. Showing us that, hey, he's still got that good freaking pace, man. He's consistent. He's fast. He's gonna be a guy to look out for. Maybe Final Four driver at the end? Who knows? On P5, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs had a really good performance tonight. Led a lot of laps. Ran well. I mean, easy in my opinion. A career day for Ty Gibbs. It would have been awesome if he won, but unfortunately not the case. But nonetheless, a good performance from Ty Gibbs. Really good. Confidence booster, showing that he can run up with the big dogs now. Good performance from Ty Gibbs, though. For real. Great stuff. Michael McDowell again came on P6. Again, was never outside the top 10. Top 10, top 5 car all night long. Great performance from him, but not enough to get to the playoffs. Chase Elliott came on P7. Brad Keselowski P8. Not a bad performance from Keselowski. I mean, he was obviously in the back foot during a lot of the first half of the race, but climbed his way back up, back to the front, and came home with a P8 finish. Not too shabby. Good performance from Brad Keselowski. And in P9, we have William Byron. A solid night for Willie B. Ran well. Ran top 12, top 15 all night. Decent performance. Comes home P9. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., top 10. Again, for Stenhouse, good stuff. Good stuff for Ricky. I mean, not enough to make the playoffs, but he ran pretty well. He ran top 20 all night, so good stuff. Carson Hocevar. Now, this is a guy I've been wanting to talk about. Where did the pace come from? Carson Hocevar was running top 5 towards the end of stage 2 in the number 42 LMC Motor Club car. I mean, again, at the end of the day, it wasn't the car. I'm going to just leave it at that. It wasn't the car at the end of the day because Hocevar tonight proved it. He did really well tonight. He was running fastest laps. He was running top 15 all night, top 10, top 5 even at the end of stage 2. He finished 5th by the end of stage 2. It was a shocking performance in my opinion from Carson Hocevar. Really well done. He showed that he deserves to be in the Cup Series. And in my opinion, the next-gen car may suit his driving style in a way. Because, I don't know, man. The past couple races Hocevar has been in, the Cup car. He's done really well. Top 20, top 15, now top 12. I mean, good stuff from Carson Hocevar. He's shown that he's got a lot of talent. He's hopefully going to be he will be in Cup next year. I guarantee it. He's going to be in Cup next year. And hopefully it's only the beginning for Carson Hocevar and a very successful Cup career. Then you got 12th place, Ryan Preece. Preece, he's good here at short tracks, so he was bound to have a good performance. P12, not too shabby. It was good stuff from Preece. Good performance. He ran well. Then you got Bubba Wallace. Again, Bubba Wallace just had to bring it home, get stage points, and get to the finish, and maybe hope for some chaos and some for a certain playoff driver to get into some trouble. And it happened. And thanks to that, he's into the round of 12. Fair play to Bubba, though. Fair play. Like I said, that Darlington race really did him wonders. And the stage points that he got at Kansas, plus the ones he got tonight, or I think he got stage points tonight, at Bristol. So, fair play. Then he got 15th, Tyler Reddick. 16th, Todd Gillen. Good performance from Todd Gillen, really. Top 20. Ran well. Ran top 20, I think, all night. So, fair play. Austin Dillon, P17. Eric Armino, P18. Martin Truex Jr., P19. 19th place for Martin Truex Jr. I mean, in a night where he had to survive in one of his worst tracks, he did what he could. And P19 will suffice. Kyle Busch comes home 20th, Daniel Suarez 21st, Ryan Blaney 22nd, Ross Chastain 23rd, Eric Jones 24th, Corey LaJoie 25th, JJ Healy 26th, Chase Briscoe 27th, Harrison Burton 28th, Kevin Harvick, unfortunately, in his last concrete Bristol race, finishes 29th. Definitely not the last race at Bristol he wanted. Definitely not. He was just, the car was nowhere. AJ Allmendinger 30th, BJ McLeod 31st, Austin Cindric 32nd, Ty Dillon 33rd, Joey Logano 34th. Again, got involved in that crash in lap 263, and it was downhill from there. DNF, Justin Haley, unfortunately, that beautiful Mount Dew 31 color car out of the race, and Ryan Newman dead last. So yeah, those are the results, and as I already mentioned, the round of 12 drivers. Again, next weekend, we're going to Texas Motor Speedway. I mean, Texas hasn't been known for being the most entertaining racetrack, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But again, good race, fun stuff. And one thing I want to mention is how Denny Hamlin has played the villain role to, in my opinion, absolute perfection. Denny Hamlin has done a stellar job of being the villain. And again, every sport needs a villain. Every sport needs a villain. And in my opinion, Denny Hamlin played it perfectly tonight with his great quotes, drove well, dominated, and got it done. Fair play to Dennis. I mean, playing the villain suits him well. Playing the villain suits him really damn well. But then again, that's it for tonight. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment. Would really help me out a lot. And I will see you all next weekend. Or no, maybe tomorrow. Maybe got something else cooking for tomorrow. But, nonetheless, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good night.